Okay, we're here today on RealAgriculture.com at CropWeek in Saskatoon. We're here with Bruce Burnett. Bruce is a weather and market analyst with the Canadian Wheat Board. Welcome today, Bruce.
Nice to be here.
Okay, Bruce, let's start with Durum. This week there's been an amazing amount of talk about pulses, specifically lentils. What kind of impact do you think that interest in lentils could possibly have on Durum acres and Durum prices going forward?
Well, certainly the Durum supply situation in the world and here in Western Canada and the resulting lower prices certainly going to play into the typical rotations that you see in the southern prairies, with the pulse prices being quite strong and offshore demand looking to be pretty good in the upcoming year. It looks like there will be a significant trade-off between some of these cereal acres going into some of the pulse crops, and especially lentils in the south. So certainly our prospects for Durum acreage are down. Our feeling right now is it's probably going to decline 15 to 25% from last year. But again, over the years we've seen this happen. When we see larger stocks of Durum going into a planting season, farmers tend to reduce the Durum area fairly dramatically, and especially with an alternative like the pulse crops and lentils in particular, that's going to make for larger lentil acres and smaller Durum area.
So is a potentially large reduction in Durum acres in 2010 long-term, or for 2011, could provide nice pricing opportunity?
Yeah, it provides some, there still is going to be a lot of Durum stocks. Our carrying stocks next year are going to be relatively large, but it will all depend on the weather next year. If we were to see some below average yields, then the Durum picture starts to tighten up fairly significantly. But realistically, it's probably going to take a couple of years to see some strength return to the Durum market here, as global supplies are quite large, and it will take probably a couple of years of demand to pull through that large stocks.
So Bruce, why the glut of Durum? What can you sort of provide us with a couple points on why do we have such a glut?
Well, the long and the short of it is the higher prices did attract acreage. When we see high prices, other exporters like Mexico tend to step up their export levels. So between the competitors and some weaker demand in North Africa, which is one of the major one of the major importing areas, that combination of both has resulted in these lower stocks. The last 2 years we produced 5.5 million tons of Durum. 2 years ago and last year 4.4 million tons of Durum. That's almost 11 million tons of Durum in 2 years. Total Durum trade typically is between 6.5 and 7.5 million tons only. So the type of production numbers that we saw in Canada as well as in other parts of the world just has provided a lot of Durum into the marketplace.
Okay, what about spring wheat, hard red spring wheat? We talked a couple months ago. You had a bit of a bearish tone in some of your message. How are you feeling now?
Well, the spring wheat is somewhat like the Durum in that the total overall world situation on wheat is somewhat bearish. There's large stocks. We've got 2 good production years globally. I think there is some support here for wheat in some of the planting expectations for next year. USDA indicated that the U.S. will plant the smallest area, or had planted the smallest winter wheat area since 1913. Again, that in itself is probably not enough good news to turn around the wheat market, but I think it will start to provide some support here. Our expectations in Western Canada is that the spring wheat area probably will stay stable to drop off a little bit as well. So again, if we return to average yields, our production is going to decrease. And other parts of the globe, the winter wheat areas, both in Russia, Ukraine, and then the European Union appear to have declined year on year. So although they're experiencing some good growing conditions, it doesn't look like production is going to be as high this year. But we still need a couple of areas of the world, a couple of significant producers to run into some droughts or some production adversities here in order to see wheat prices strengthening appreciably. So the spring wheat situation is somewhat more positive than Durum, but it isn't bullish by any means at the present moment.
Okay. So where are you expecting wheat acres to be this coming spring?
Overall, our wheat area, the total wheat area including Durum, is going to drop off in Western Canada, probably in the order of about 5 to 10%. Again, bulk of that being in the Durum side of things. Winter wheat area was down dramatically this fall, mostly because of the late planting conditions. So, and with a small drop or even similar spring wheat acreage to last year, that would put us in about that 5 to 10% drop off in overall wheat area.
Okay, Bruce, thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thank you.